What is up, traders? I'm Mike from GYLD, and it's time for yet another market review. Now, before we get started, just a little reminder, we are still running a promotion, so make sure to use code GYLD20 at checkout for a 20% discount. With that being said, let's get straight to the chart. Starting with the dollar index as usual, we can see that we are reacting from this zone over here to the left. And right now we're approaching some bullish zones, some levels of support, which could potentially hold the price. However, we have to be aware that we're reacting from something of a higher time frame here. And currently we are not getting any real bullish momentum, right? So we're reacting off of that level. We broke the structure below here. And we're getting shallow pullbacks before further shorts, right? So we need to watch out how the market opens. This could go either direction. Looking at the weekly time frame even, we can see that the dollar index, it hasn't been the best. It's been stuck in a consolidation pretty much, with the top being around here and the bottom being around here. So on a weekly time frame, the dollar index is pretty much ranging, and it is not ideal as it's not a trending market on the higher time frame. So we have to work off something from the lower time frames. So right here we could look at some potential shorts from these areas, but it will be important to see how price gets there, if it gets there. So ideally we would like to see some choppy move up, slowing down as it's coming up, and then some reversal on a lower time frame, maybe the hourly or the 4-hour. We will have to see. So could be very much bearish as we have reached the top of the weekly range. So watch out for these zones. Potentially this looks like market might want to take it out. These levels at least, they will work as a level of liquidity in the future. So the dollar index could be a bearish going into the upcoming week, right? So next up we have the euro dollar. Here we can see that once again on the weekly we are reacting from some weekly zones, some weekly levels, so very major stuff. It also supports the bearish dollar idea. So last week we managed to take out this high, this previous high. We haven't really closed above it, we just wicked it, so we still need more confirmation to the upside. However, this is looking very good. If we do break this level, we could look at some pullbacks into these lower zones right here, or these levels of inefficiency in the market down here, or the higher ones as well. So euro dollar could be good for buys, but once again it's not the cleanest on the highest of time frames, so be a little bit careful with the dollars. Right, next up we have the pound dollar. The pound dollar I like a little bit more as of right now, because we have this intermediate swing high that we broke. We closed above it, so this is looking much better. And if we got some pullback into these areas, that would be excellent, but obviously we will have to see and adapt accordingly to how the market moves, right? So the pound dollar could be a very good long opportunity in the upcoming week. Okay, next up we have gold. With gold we can see that we are currently trying to reach the all-time high and make a new all-time high. We are very close to that, so likely we will get that during beginning of the week potentially. You know, as there's a lot of crisis and uncertainty in the market for quite some time now. It also the inflation, it all favors gold bullish moves, so gold should be very good. Let's see the 4-hour, for example, if we can get something off of it. So we can see that we have this level of support where price stopped before it pulled back and before going higher again, so this will be a level of support to consider. We also have this level of support which price already reacted to. So currently what I'm seeing is possibly this zone around here could be a very good place to buy if we do get a pullback and we target the previous all-time high and a new all-time high, right? Next up we have Bitcoin. As we discussed, Bitcoin is still stuck in the range, so currently price poked out of this range and came right back in and closed back within the range, above the bottom of the range, right? So I'm seeing some nice bullish levels here, some inefficiency right here that we could look to buy from. However, it's still a ranging market, so it's not ideal, but we are pretty low in the range, so these places would be ideal to buy in a range, targeting the previous high and above it. So these highs could be good, very good targets for Bitcoin. Okay, S&P 500 now. S&P 500 managed to make a new high, so we are currently sitting at new all-time high after this pullback. So as of right now, the idea still stands for bullish indexes, as we were proven that this was just a pullback, and now we're making a new all-time high. So we have to see how price develops a little bit. We cannot buy it at the all-time high, so as of right now we need to give it some time, and hopefully it would give us a pullback. From the higher time frame picture, we got a lot of zones. We have this last bearish candle before the up move, so that would be very good. And we also have quite a bit of inefficiency in the market, so any of the zones would be ideal if we get a pullback within a few weeks maybe. I don't expect this to give a setup by Monday, but obviously the lower you go, the lower time frame you trade, the more opportunity you would have even within these moves. Okay, and last we have the NASDAQ, the US 100, and we can see that this follows the same story. We also managed to make a new high, and we also have quite a bit of zones to look for potential pullbacks from. So if we get a price in any of these zones, that would be very good to buy, but once again it should and it's likely to take some time. Alright guys, so that is it for the charts. We don't have much interesting stuff going on, but we will see. Hopefully something develops throughout the week and we can take a look at it next market review on next Sunday. Okay, so with the charts out of the way, let's take a look at the economic calendar for the upcoming week. Alright everybody, and we're currently taking a look at the economic calendar at investing.com. So starting with Monday, we can see that Canada is on holiday, so this will affect the New York session, especially the Canadian dollar. Other than that, we don't really have any major news on Monday, so as usual, we expect Monday to be a little bit slower of a day, and we would like to use Monday as basically wait it out and let it give us some more information, more candlesticks, and generally a better idea of potential upcoming moves starting on Tuesday, right? So on Tuesday, the day is looking a little bit more packed. We have quite a bit of news. Besides the New Zealand dollar interest rate decision, or the New Zealand interest rate decision, we don't have anything of a high impact, but we do have a lot of medium impact news. So we have Euro news, German PPI for the London session. We have some more Euro news during London session. And then during the New York session, we have core CPI for the Canadian dollar. We have some speeches for the dollar, and that seems to be about it. Later in the day, there are some news for the Japanese yen, but that is very late in the day and likely would affect the Asian session on Wednesday. Alright, on Wednesday, we have CPI for the British pound. So the London session should be very volatile. This is a very nice day, it seems so far. We have some more news for the pound. We have some small news, some speeches for the euro. And for the New York session, we have existing home sales. So this is gonna affect the market heavily. And we have the crude oil inventories, which is it's gonna affect the Canadian dollar and the US oil, as Canada is a huge export of oil, right? So that's pretty much it for Wednesday. On Thursday, it seems we have some of these smaller news, but they are not really significant. So we don't seem to have anything for the London session. However, on the New York session, we have initial jobless claims, which is a high impact news. So that's going to affect the market heavily. Definitely something to be looking out for. And generally, you want to be trading around the big news release. But most of the times you don't want to trade the release itself, right? You want to see maybe 20 to 30 minutes after the release, once price settles a little bit. That's the ideal time to trade news. Okay, so we have that. We have some more news for the US dollar, some new home sales, and seems that the New York session on Thursday will be packed, right? And to finish the week off with Friday, we have some news for the British pound once again. We have GDP for the euro, the German GDP for the euro. So London session seems to be dominating on Friday. And for the New York session, we really only have durable goods orders for the US dollar. But besides that, we have some medium impact news, which is also nice. All right, that seems to be it, guys. And thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us for future content and future market reviews. And I will see you guys next week. Cheers.